that day where, we gotta wake up and get the motors going again. And that's why at Upline Pro, we decided to do Mentor Monday. We haven't, I don't think we've ever, except if it's like on the 25th or on the 1st, ever closed a Mentor Monday meeting in about 4 or 5 years. We've always been here, rain or shine. And so we're excited to have you here at the Mentor Monday. So today is Social Media Monday. This is great. And our topic for today is positioning yourself as a leader, even if you're new. But who better than Jade from our corporate office from Utah to educate us on social media? If you haven't seen all the videos that we have on our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you click on that little bell so that you don't miss any of the trainings. And we're also going to do this meeting live on YouTube, so you can share with people. Sometimes they can't join the live Zoom. Why do you want to be live? Because you can ask a lot of questions. So make sure you write those questions in the chat so that at the end she can answer. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to our beautiful Jade. How are
Thank
you,
you so
Jade?
much. I'm so good, Claudia. Thank you so much for having me on. You guys know I love seeing you guys for Mentor Monday, and I agree with you. Mondays are a great day of the week. It's a restart. You get to, really start out your week the way that you want the rest of the week to go, right? It sets the tone. So I'm excited to be here to set the tone for my week and your week. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about positioning yourself as a leader. Okay. It's a little bit different of a topic than what I typically train on, but I'm so excited to chat more with you and hopefully give you some practical tips on how to position yourself as a leader. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll start getting going. All right.
We're good to
Okay.
go. We can see your screen.
You can see, okay, good. Okay, perfect. I just won't put it in slideshow because I feel like it always goes black when I do that. So I'm gonna leave it like this so you guys can hopefully see. Okay. I'm really excited just to give you some encouragement today, and hopefully you walk away feeling like, okay, like I can be a leader, I can do this. Whether it's on social media, whether it's in your everyday life, becoming a leader really starts with your decisions every single day. People follow confidence, consistency, and clarity, not just your rank. So even if you're new, it doesn't matter. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, I have to get to this rank before I have the credibility or before I can be a leader. But you can be a leader and be confident at any rank. So, highly recommend, working on the confidence part. And with confidence, consistency is how you get the confidence. And then, of course, the clarity. Leadership starts before the recognition. So, before you're even getting recognized, this is where you become a leader. The way you show up today shapes how others see you tomorrow. Leadership is influence. Leadership is responsibility. And leadership is how you make people feel. And people ultimately are watching how you show up long before they join you. So I want you to think about that in terms of, especially on social media, if you are posting, hopefully, every week at least, consistently, people are watching how you show up on social media. People are watching your stories and you're building curiosity just by living your life. And so they're seeing that long before they even make a decision to maybe reach out, or maybe before they make a decision to ask a question. So it's not meant to put pressure on you. It's just meant to give you a perspective so that you know why it's so important to show up. So a common mistake that I feel like I see is waiting until you feel qualified, right? Again, a lot of people feel like they have to wait until they have the experience or wait until they have the rank that they're thinking of or whatever it is. But confidence ultimately comes from action. So building that confidence comes from a lot of different things. And I'm going to give you some practical ways to hopefully help you position yourself as a leader. Okay. So, number one, be a product of the product. And I feel like a lot of people preach this, and you've probably already heard this, but it is just so important to reiterate that becoming a product of the product is so key and so vital to this business, especially with For Life, because we have so many amazing products, right? People trust results they can see. So when you are on social media, you want to make sure that you are being seen using the products consistently, that you share your genuine experience, you talk about your routines and your habits, and you let people see your lifestyle transformation. So lifestyle transformation and product of the product doesn't even just mean the actual For Life products. A For Life product is also our For Life programs. And maybe you've never really thought of it that way, but our programs are just as much a product as our actual products are. And the reason why is because that is another way that you can share. It's another way that you can introduce people to For Life, not only through the products and like transfer factor, but also through the programs that help them make extra income, right? So make sure that you are utilizing both of those and really educating yourself on that, which I'll talk a little bit more on this one. So learn the science behind the products. So confidence increases when knowledge increases. So and I think this is across the board for everyone. We all feel more confident when we feel like we know what we're talking about, right? Or we know what we're doing. And that's kind of the thing with leadership is you're not always going to know what you're doing. You kind of just have to go and do it and move into action and learn along the way. But learning the science behind the products and of course even learning more about the programs so that you can talk about it, so that you can have a conversation with someone and be excited and explain it in a way where they understand how it works in your life and how it's made an impact on you. So again, learning the key ingredients, understand what transfer factors do, learn why the products work, and watch trainings, product videos, and of course, take notes during corporate calls or corporate trainings or events. But I'll tell you a couple places that are really, really impactful for you in terms of resources. And many of you may already know these places, but again, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that you can go to the our website and you can look at our studies and publications page. And that's going to be at the very bottom of the website. I believe it's either under resources or under affiliate links. There's a ton of different resources down there. But our studies and publications, you guys, are amazing. And there's so much to read through. There are so many different studies that we've done on our products. And always check back because we're adding to it all the time. And I know even with the new TF Max product and greens and immunity, we're going to probably be adding even more to it. So you definitely want to be looking out for that. We also have blogs, and I don't know if you guys ever read our blogs on the For Life website. We're about to come out with a couple new blogs. One's going to be specifically on phytofactor, and then we're going to have one that is on all three new products. Both of those are incredible resources for you to, number one, get educated on the new products, but number two, being able to share with other people those same blog posts to help them become educated on the products. And I would even utilize those on social media in a way where maybe you share it on your stories and you're like, I just read this blog and my mind is blown about this new plant-based transfer factor called phytofactor. And here's a blog if you're interested in reading it, and you could link it on your story. So that's just one example of how you can still build curiosity and you can still educate on your social media, but also you're learning more about the products and the science so that you can speak about it and be confident when you speak about it. And then one more resource I have to plug really quick is our US Sales Team Facebook page. We have a training with Dr. Vaughn every single week, and I got to tell you, every single time he comes on, he talks me into another product. I'm like, I need this one. Even if I don't, I need it. Like I just feel like every time he talks about the products, he's so knowledgeable in breaking down the benefits and everything. And so I just highly recommend also using that weekly call to help build your knowledge as well. Okay, another practical way, become known for specific products. And the reason why I say specific products is because I think it's really important to kind of hone in on the products that have really impacted your life because you're going to have a story, you're going to have testimonials, you're going to have so much more confidence in talking about the products that have impacted your life the most. And so I highly recommend, sitting down, really thinking about your routine, write out your routine and think about how you can utilize your routine on social media. Think about how you can utilize your routine with your team, with, yeah, just daily. How can you showcase the products that you just love, right? You don't have to master every product, right? You just need those specific products because this is something that I've noticed overall in network marketing. I follow a few different leaders in different companies, and something that I see across the board, there's a few things, but one thing that I see across the board is they don't overwhelm their audience with a ton of products from their company. They really hone in on a handful of products that have changed their life or products that have fit into their routine seamlessly and that they can share and encourage other people to fit into their routine. And that is where you find success, especially on social media, is where you're not talking about the entire catalog of products or more than 10. I would say really you want to cap your list of products at like five, probably, that you share the most and that you become an expert at those five. You know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense. It's not that you don't think about the other products or you can still obviously share another product, but you really put your focus on those specific products so that, you're really helping your audience, utilizing the attraction marketing and when you share those specific products, people aren't overwhelmed. They're like, oh, okay, like I could easily add these two products into my routine. I can't easily, add in these 15 products, right? So it's really making it easy for people and simple. Um, and then obviously learn everything that you can about those products and become confident in how you talk about them. Okay, some more practical ways. So this is an example of that. So if Prio changed your digestion, you could share your routines, you could share your testimonials, and of course, talk about it often on social media. And people start associating you with results. Okay, so that's a really big statement there. Um, so with Prio, if you are sharing, if Prio has really changed your life, and this is just again an example of a product, or collagen, or maybe it is Transfer Factor Max, or whatever it is, you being able to talk about it often is again one of those marketing touch points. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm on social media, I am definitely eager and ready to see products. Okay. I'm like, hey, I don't even know what I need yet, but then I see somebody's post and I'm like, that's pretty interesting, but not today. And then I may see that same person again a week later talking about that same product or that same issue that I'm like, oh man, like maybe I could benefit from that. And eventually, right? You start to be interested and you start to, and then maybe there's a sale on that product and you're like, okay, done. I'm sold, you know? So that's the benefit of being able to really share the same product over and over again, because of those multiple touch points and because of your confidence in that. And again, people start associating you with that product and with actual results because they hear your testimonials, they hear your story, so they know, oh wow, like this has helped with this, or so many different products that you could do this with. Okay, another practical way is hype up your team publicly. Okay, so leaders create belief in others. So, how do you create that belief in others on your team? Celebrate wins, welcome new team members, shout people out on stories, encourage consistently. You want to be your team's biggest hype person. Like you want to make sure that you are really hyping people up. And that's another thing overall across the board that I've seen other leaders be really successful at on social media is they hype people up in their stories and they'll tag other people in their teams and they're like, we just had a call today and my teammate so and so, led the call, or maybe she asked a great question, or whatever it was. You can just hype somebody up, even if it's something small. And I just love being in this business with this person. It could be that simple. It doesn't even have to be about a rank. It doesn't have to be, anything big even. And another one that I really think is an opportunity here is Great Escape. If you and your team are working towards the Great Escape and you guys are really focused on it, and that's a direction that everybody's going in, hype them up, be like, this month my teammate is closer than ever to this goal, and like actually, hype them up and talk about it, because that you don't realize what that does for people on the outside looking in, because it is such an encouraging thing to see, and it makes someone go, oh, that's a community that I want to be a part of, because I don't have that right now. I don't have anyone in my life hyping me up like that. And so that's an encouraging thing for people to see. Number 5, create an atmosphere people want to be a part of. Culture is leadership. So this one's really important, I think. Here's some ideas for creating that. Team chat groups, weekly accountability, voice messages, motivation posts, team challenges, sharing daily wins. There's so many things here. Again, just one of those is social media. You've got so many different ways to make people feel like they're a part of the community and feel the strength of the community. So these are just a few of those ideas. But obviously your upline is going to help you with this and help you figure out what's best for your team on that as well. And then it's more practical. Number 6, stop being a secret agent about the business, right? Like you want people to know that you are with For Life, because if they don't know that you do For Life, they can't join you, right? If people don't know that you are, creating this business, that you are an entrepreneur and you're creating it with For Life, then how can they be interested in asking questions? Or it doesn't mean that you have to be salesy, does not mean you have to be crazy about it. It just means that you want people to know, right? You want to be able to be, you want to be proud that you are a part of network marketing, right? And be proud that's the avenue that you chose for your entrepreneurial journey, because it is amazing and there's so much opportunity. And so you don't want to be a secret agent about it. And really, what that means is talking about the products naturally, sharing your routines, sharing customer results, talking about your goals and vision, sharing about events and training. So obviously, we just had convention, sharing about convention, sharing about being with your team, showing the excitement that you have, working towards these goals that you have. I would even say, tell your followers, hey, I'm working towards this really big goal in my entrepreneurial journey, and I just want you to follow along with me. And I'm going to show you how I get there. I'm going to show you how I show up every single day to hit that goal. That's such a fun way to add people in to your everyday. It's a fun way to show people what network marketing really is about and squashing the myths of network marketing while you're doing it. So, highly recommend, utilizing your social media in that way as well. And of course, everybody can do it differently, right? But that's just one idea of how you can do it. And then number seven, learn to communicate belief. So leadership is transfer of belief. So instead of, I'm trying this business, right? Instead of saying that to someone that's close to you or on social media, you could shift that and say, I'm building something I really believe in. Instead of, hopefully this works, you could say, I have seen how powerful these products and community can be. So it's just a shift in how you talk about it. And then leadership is not all about rank, perfection, experience. Leadership is initiative, consistency, belief, service, energy, and of course, vision. And then I've got just a couple more things here that I want to encourage you with. Leadership is ultimately built on the small daily decisions that we make. So hopefully you can ask yourself every day and kind of get into the habit of asking yourself, what can I do today to be a leader? What can I do? Whether that's, can I post on my stories? Can I, share my product story, or can I share, my story with a friend, or whatever it is, a daily question of what can I do today to be more of a leader, right? And then, of course, I always like to, in these trainings for when I train you guys or talk to you guys, I always like to end it with a challenge and or some type of takeaway that where you feel like you walk away and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this into action because and this is something that I really like to share with people is that you can get all of these trainings, all the time, but if you're not putting it into the action part, right, it doesn't really mean as much, right? So I always want to have some type of action item so that you feel confident, because that's what we want is when you put it into action, you actually get confident and you feel motivated and you feel encouraged. And when that happens, that's when you grow your business. That's when other people can feel it and really latch on to your vision and what you're trying to do in your own community. So, challenge this month: share one product you personally love. Okay, so this is just every day this month. Okay, share one product you personally love. Encourage someone on your team daily. Follow up with 3 people. Attend trainings with intention. So that looks like showing up to a training. Maybe that looks like taking notes. Maybe that looks like, being engaged in the training or rewatching it, and show up even if you don't feel ready. And of course, that's a big one. And that's always a challenge, right? But it's a daily decision to show up. And even on social media, even if you don't feel confident, posting and doing it is better than not doing it. And even if it's not perfect, right? It doesn't have to be, because I think people love imperfect people because we relate to that. So don't feel discouraged if you're like, oh, this isn't great or this isn't good enough. It's like you don't know who it might resonate with or it might impact. So just go ahead and share and have fun with it. But again, I hope that this challenge is something that isn't too difficult, but that it makes you feel like, okay, I can do this. All right, so that's all that I have for today. I would love to hear any questions or have any conversation that you guys want to have. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jade. So we see Trisha saying leadership is transferring of beliefs, 100%. We also have Sonia is saying, hello, I have 3 hero products that I share at health fairs. And
Amazing.
some hellos from Boston, California, Kenya, California again, Singapore, Hungary. Okay, well, so questions, we're waiting for some questions. Will the recording be on YouTube? Yes, it's already live on YouTube. So you can just go back to that live and yes, it'll be on YouTube. So Trisha says, yay. I definitely was expecting more people raising their hand. And we've worked a lot on, the 10-4-1. You've taught us,
Mhm.
how to do reels, things like that. So really, my question, oh, Sonia, good question for Sonia. Let me put it on.
Just real quick, I wanted to know because I know I have always a battle in my head about
Mhm.
this interruption marketing that is mentioned so much. And I've
Yeah.
noticed that the things that get a lot more clicks on at least social media is when you're so authentic that you don't care what it looks like or what it
Yeah.
sounds like. And my question to you is, how do we determine in our head what's a good balance of, I know you said, like post when you're making it and stuff like that, but then there's some good deals that come out and you want to share them, right? And but then you don't want to do that. Do it on stories so it goes away and it doesn't stay in people looking into your background. Can you just tell me what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, so I think there's a few different ways for sure on your stories, definitely, because you could link your My Shop on your stories if you want to, or you could have people DM you so that you have more of a conversation. Um, I think it's totally understandable that you want to share a deal, and something that you could do that's a little bit more strategic with that is when you know the product is going on sale. And if you have a personal story or if it's in your routine, I would share a post that's about that product in your routine in a attraction marketing way. So it doesn't have to be salesy in that way. So let's say it is Prio. And Prio is something that has kind of changed your life. Maybe you make a reel where it's in the morning, maybe you've had your coffee and you just see your little Prio and you just take it really quick and that's just part of your routine. And you kind of talk about the benefits of it and then you move on and you go to a different part of your routine. So then that's not super salesy, but now you have that and people are like, "Oh, I wonder what that is that she took." And then maybe 2 days later you share that product's on sale. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah,
There's
that
kind of
makes sense.
a little bit of a strategy to it so that it doesn't have to come across as salesy. I wouldn't maybe post like a product photo and say on your feed and say, "Oh, buy this now." But you definitely could on stories because you're like, "Hey, this product that I just showed you guys a couple days ago in my routine, it's actually on sale today. I just found out it's on sale." And so then that feels a little bit more authentic, right? A little bit
Right.
more like, "Oh, okay, cool. I need to check this out."
One last question, Jade, because I noticed yesterday when I posted, somehow I linked my profile post to my reels and it creates a reel on its own. Should I detach that? I mean, somehow things are automatically creating a reel off what I post.
Interesting. I,
Yeah.
I've never seen, is that on Facebook?
Yeah. And I connected it to my Instagram. I don't know how I do these things, but
Yeah.
somehow I
Mine,
click on
mine is
something.
connected as well, and I've never seen it create one on my Facebook.
Okay,
So it
maybe
might be a setting.
okay. So don't let it do that, right? So I can kind of personalize it a little bit more because
I
it's
would
not
think so.
personalizing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would probably personalize it a little bit if you can. I've actually never seen that, so I'd have to look that up.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe it was just me getting confused on what I was doing, but I really thank you for always being here, at
Of
least once a
course.
month with us. And I always learn from you. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to come in and share with us.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I appreciate that. I love being here.
Thank you, Sonia. And we have Marcos Barrios from Bolivia. Marcos, you can unmute. Go ahead.
Thank
There you
you
go.
so much
We can hear
for
you.
your time, Claudia.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
My question is, Jade, all these things you are sharing in these presentations in Monday Mentor
Mhm.
comes from your experience looking how for light teams in several parts of the world are reaching success, right?
Mhm.
It is not just your ideas.
Great. No,
That's my
absolutely.
question. Thank you.
And I also am someone who observes other people in other companies as well. I follow a lot of different leaders in different companies, and most of them are, women. And I can tell you that the things I'm talking about are definitely seen across the board on why they are successful. And it's always the same things. Like no matter if they're because I follow different people and they're not on the same teams, they're not in the same companies, but they all do the same things in different ways, which is they have specific products that they talk about and that they really believe in, and they showcase how it fits into their lifestyle. And and then they talk about when it does go on sale. They do talk about you know, the business side. Even they talk about going after things as a team. Like I know one girl has like these little sticky notes on her fridge, and when she gets a certain amount of orders, she like takes it off and she's like, I'm one step closer to my trip, and I think that's really cool. Like even though, we're all, I feel like the last, maybe 10 years, network marketing's gotten a really bad rap in terms of the business side where, people they don't want to share that, right? But I'm seeing these women sharing that side and sharing it as a community way and sharing it as a like, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this because I'm passionate and it's resonating with people, right? And so I think, showing those types of things um are really important. So that's just I'm talking about it from what I observe and what I see in For Life as well, and what I hear from other affiliates. So um, I'm hoping that it's encouraging for you.
Thank you. We have three more questions. Now, Hector has an interesting question, but he has a two-in-one. It says, how would you suggest applying social media when you have different businesses? Question
Mhm.
mark. And then the second one says, just focus on lifestyle. So he's kind of answering his own question, but what do you think? If you have different businesses, how do you apply that in your social media?
Yeah, I'm not sure if do your businesses kind of complement each other or are they completely different?
Let me see if I can let Hector. Hector, do you want to come and unmute? I'm unmuting him. Let me see if he can unmute. I was thinking the same thing because,
Yeah.
oh, there,
Hi.
Hector. Yeah,
Thanks. Thanks
go ahead.
for taking my question.
Yeah.
They are completely different. Yeah, they are different.
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, definitely lifestyle for sure. I guess I would probably need to know more information to like actually be able to give you super like very good advice, but I would say, definitely, incorporate into the lifestyle showcase, your everyday routine, maybe how they fit into your routine. Again, I'm just not sure how different they are. If it's like maybe you go in an office every single day or because obviously with For Life, that to me, that's a fairly easy one to incorporate into your lifestyle, right? Because if you care about wellness and you're passionate about your wellness and your family's wellness, you can showcase that very easily, especially on stories and, bringing people in on your everyday routine, your morning routine, your nighttime routine, and just how you move throughout your day. So, yeah, I would say probably stories would be the best way to showcase, yeah, your everyday.
Yeah, he actually answered. He said, yes, it's finance and real estate. That's his first
Okay.
business. And For Life is his second business.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah. I would say, showcase your life. However, I'm not sure if you are like a realtor, but like you could showcase, um, going to view houses or going to whatever it is that you do day to day, but then sprinkling in For Life. So if you're in your car and you're like, oh man, I'm really like dragging right now and I need some energy, and you just pull out like an energy go shot or an energy go sticks, and in an attraction marketing way, you could showcase that. You could add, have a water bottle, have your energy go sticks, shake it up and drink it and just be like, I feel so much better when I take energy go sticks, or not even call it energy go sticks. You could just say when I take my energy, and it keeps me going throughout the day when I have to be out and about for my job. So that's a great way to incorporate For Life into your everyday other jobs as well.
Wonderful. Okay, so our mentor, Dave Daughtry, he's got his hand raised. And we have one more question from Idalia. So I'm going to go to Dave first.
Thank you, Claudia. I just want to give a couple of examples. Timing is everything. And we live in a world today where people just scroll so fast through their messages and Facebook and all the various platforms you've got out there, which are so many. And so it's really just about dripping on people and catching someone at the right time. I look at it kind of like when you go fishing. My son, Ryan, he's really gotten into fishing. We got a couple of lakes just down the street. He goes bass fishing. And he could be standing in one spot, not catch anything, and someone who's standing 10 feet away is just catching him like crazy, you know? And
Yep.
the next day it'd be just the opposite. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're fishing. And one thing's for sure, if you don't cast a hook out there, you're not going to get anything. That's guaranteed. But if you keep casting, you're going to get something. And so a couple of ideas when it comes to dripping and just putting posts on there, you know, tell people, as Jade said, declare yourself exposed to everybody what you're doing and be unafraid, meaning that, hey, I just started a new business. I started a new side hustle and I'm real excited because, within 3 days, okay, give you an example. Let's say that you sponsored someone. Who sponsored someone? I mean, you got, two people on your team, all right? Jade sponsors me. I speak Spanish. I happen to know somebody in Mexico. I sponsor them. Jade puts a post and saying, wow, I've been in business for 3 days. My business is international. Just stuff like that. You have to be creative thinking about it. Or it could be, let's say you sponsor 3 people, you get a builder bonus. Well, that builder bonus pool comes from a global pool. Say something like, I've been working for the same company as an employee for 20 years. They've never paid me an international bonus. I started a new side business. The company I represent just gave me an international bonus in places I don't even have business. Just be creative in your way of thinking. But if you just do little things like that, curiosity is what brings people to ask questions. So be unafraid and make things curious.
I love that.
Thank you, Dave. I'm going to go first with Idalia Amaya, who says, how do we use, that might be a whole training for another day. How do we use the ads to post on our social media?
Ads. So like creating an ad, like ad spend, like spending money to create an ad.
Idalia, we need a little bit more information on what you would like. Are you planning? Have you done already ads? You're just planning it for the first time?
No, I was more talking about the ads that are being used. I see a lot of ads that come on Facebook and other social media. And I was wondering if I can use those to post on my social media, but with my information.
Oh, create your own ads. Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be an entirely different conversation. I personally don't recommend doing that because I kind of feel like it messes with your algorithm sometimes. Um, I don't know. I would need to look into it a little bit more to see if people are actually being successful at that as a network marketing leader because a lot of those people that have ads are just um, using my shop. Does that make sense? They're not building a business per se.
All right, Idalia, so we're gonna, analyze a little bit more of that, but did that answer your question, Idalia?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time unmuting. Yes, I did get it. Thank you so much for that clarification.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and Fabio Salazar, you have your hand raised, so you're next. Let's see, you can unmute now. Fabio. Let's take off all the mics, Rexy, so they can unmute themselves. There we go.
Can you hear me now, Claudia?
Yeah, we can hear you, Fabio. Go ahead. Formulate your question, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a great meeting today because my English is a little bad English, but I want to learn. I want to know about how's the English business, and thank you so much for the meeting today because it was great presentation. And my
Good.
question, I don't put the video because I'm driving. That's why I have to put on the video off. And the question what I have is when we make the presentation, English presentation, or share the opportunity, what the best, what a video or the follow up, what is the next step? What video would you recommend to give to, or to send, to give a follow up for the after we make the business presentation? Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah. Okay, so you're asking, do we have a video, like a video from corporate that you could send someone?
Yeah, that's my question. What video is it's better to send like the something about product, about business. What is the video what you know better to give to for follow up?
So like I know we have like a Wife for Life video that kind of walks through the business and product side, a little bit of science, a little bit of business. Um, I know we're working on some new videos as well, so that'll be coming out in the future. Some new training, but also I think we're going to come out with a new Wife for Life type video at some point. If that's what you mean, is like something that kind of explains everything all in one.
Yes. After we make the presentation, or just the people want
Yeah.
to know more, what is the next step to connect
Yeah.
the people.
Totally. Yeah. And there's tons of videos on our YouTube page, the For Life. If you type in For Life Research,
Yes.
there should be there should be a couple of Wife for Life videos on there. There's some Do Life Differently videos that are awesome. I suggest even sharing some of the affiliate videos that we have. Dave Daughtry has a really great podcast episode. Him and Gabby were on our podcast, and you can find those on the For Life Research page as well under the podcast tab. And that would be a great video, I feel like, to share with people that are interested because there's a lot of really great tidbits in there. So yeah, there's a lot of really good video content on our YouTube page. If you are looking specifically for science, there's a lot of great ones. We have a video that's like, what are transfer factors, which I know after having now launched Max, I'm sure we'll be probably creating something even better for that as well. But there should be quite a bit of great videos to share on the YouTube page. So that's what I would suggest is kind of going through that and seeing exactly what you feel like will fit, because I don't know that there is a one size fits all video for everyone, right? I personally think that every person that you talk to might have a different need or something that they get motivated by, or they feel encouraged by, or they feel like, oh, like, yes, this is why I need to build a business.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And
Of
yes,
course,
I
of
think
course.
just to put my 5 cents, if you have watched Dave train on the colors on how to identify, which is one of his 4 points, he will say,
Yeah.
Yellow, green, red, blue, and I'm a blue, and so if you're a blue, you send me something about the Great Escape. You send me something about I'm
Right.
gonna have
Yeah.
fun. You
See?
send me something
That
about
motivates
convention.
too.
So it really is going to depend. And if you're watching those trainings, Dave is actually meeting with us pretty much in a private setting on Life Legacy on Wednesdays. So you can ask him a little bit more about that. But I think really it's just like Jade says, it's a very difficult question because there are a rainbow of prospects,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if maybe you have something that really wants to know about the science and they want to be sent videos about the science and the maybe the awards to make sure that this company is the company that we say it is, things like that. So there's not one video that you can send. It's going to depend on the type of personality your person is, and once you have identified that type of personality, send them that. Because if you send somebody
Exactly.
that is blue, something that is very like, science, it's not that I didn't care about the science, but I cared more about the fun. So if
Does it
you,
motivate you?
yes, it's what motivates me, like
Yes.
convention, tell me where to
Yes.
go, things like that. So you have to learn to read your prospect, and Dave is the master of training at this. So make sure you go to the other trainings so that we learn all of that. So I have put our YouTube
Thank you
channel.
so
Make
much.
sure that,
Thank you, Claudia.
of course. So I've added the For Life Research YouTube channel. Make sure that everybody's subscribed to that you're looking at all the new things, like Jade says, the blog. I've also, I think Rexy is posting now all the trainings for the week, which now 5 trainings this week, 5 plus this one, 6
Wow.
trainings this week. So make sure that you, tomorrow we have Be Good to Yourself, and we are on the month where we are honoring. You're going to love this, Jade. And actually, let's attach it to what Jade just taught us. So tomorrow we have Be Good Caregiver Conversations. This is a great thing to post on your social media. We're not talking about For Life. We're not talking about Transfer Factor. We're talking about the month of mother, woman, and caregiving. So tomorrow is Nurses Week. May 6 to May 12 is Nurses Week. So strategically, we have chosen this topic so that you're able to invite all the nurses that you know, PSWs, nurse assistants, or anything of the kind, diabetic nurses that cut, like my mom's diabetic. She gets her toenails trimmed. So anybody that you know that is in the health system, invite them and then post something about it. Say, oh, Happy Nurses Week. We're so excited that, for this, whatever. So just that's a good topic to post. I'm inviting you to my, my private group, something like this. So it doesn't sound like we're, selling them on something, because we're not. We're just really going to have conversations about the life of a nurse. And at the end, we do show some of our 4 top products. So we actually don't talk about For Life at all during the 30-40 minute conversation, but we close it. And sorry, we do 4 products that we suggest for nurses. That's it. And it's a nice opener. And then we stay in an after party. So that way people can talk without being recorded. Now, the next one is our Health Talk with Dr. Regina. Also a great conversation. Health Talk Tuesdays, you can promote that. The next one is Build, Connect, and Close. That's the training. So with Dave Daughtry, again, things that you can post are our titles. And you don't have to just post a flyer. You can post a flyer and then a little mini video talking about how exciting it is to train with a great mentor like Dave. The Asia Opportunity Call is next. Again, another video that you can post is like, wow, I can't believe we have 6 meetings, and it's exciting to know that I can be at one at 10 p.m. because, it's for people in Asia, and people will go like, what is she talking about? It just creates some excitement. And the last one, I did that, Build, Connect, Close, and Life Exchange. So 5 meetings. You can talk about the meetings, talk about how exciting it is to hang out with your team, with your people. And that's a nice topic of conversation as well. Rex is posting our Facebook pages, our calendar, and you have everything you need there so that you can start inviting all the English people. And again, if you're in real estate, it's not about trying to convince somebody that is in the real estate world to come and join your world of network marketing. You want to, but it is more about how exciting you have it in your life and how healthy you feel. Wow, long hours, just like Jade said, and invite them to be part of your experience more than just your world. Like I find, Jade, that a lot of the time what I was doing was trying to convince them that my stuff is better than yours, and it's not about that. It really is about, look, I feel great. I just want to share with you. I want to share a product if that's what you want to do that day. I want to share a trip that I did with my For Life fam, and that's what I did that day. Or I want to share how great that I can go out at any time in the day because I have an extra income and I don't have to have a boss or whatever, and so every day you can share about something that you are excited about without trying to convince them. They need to convince themselves. You don't need to convince them. You need to convince yourself that you love this industry, that you love this product, and share that. They can convince themselves later that, I like Claudia, she's always taking her kid to the bus stop, and I don't get to take my kid to the bus stop because I got to get out at 7 and do the commute, right? So post about that, things like that. So we hope that this has been a blessing for all of you as much as it has been for me. And we are excited, and all of you are a blessing for us at Upline Pro to have spent this hour with us. Have a great, great Monday and get excited, everybody. Let's say hi to Jade, everybody. Let's open those mics. Let's unmute.
Thank you so much, Jade.
Oh, we have
Again,
a
Jade.
call. Thank you, Jade.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
Bye,
beautiful
guys.
day.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
So much.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Always a
much.
great
Thanks, everyone.
Monday
Thank you,
mentoring.
Jade. Have a
Have
blessed
a great
day.
week. Thank you.
Have a great week.